Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that a lot of people struggle with but don't always talk about: social anxiety. Whether it's dreading a work meeting, feeling awkward at a party, or worrying you said something weird after a conversation with someone, social anxiety is way more common than you might think. And here's the thing, it's not just you. Even some of the world's most successful and confident-seeming people struggle with it. I'm Mel, a psychotherapist, and I've spent the last 18 years working with kids, teens and adults around all kinds of mental health challenges. In today's video, we'll talk about what social anxiety is, why it happens, famous people who've shared their struggles, unhelpful habits that make it worse, and 5 healthy practical tools to help you loosen its grip on your life. Sound good? Let's jump in. So first off, what exactly is social anxiety? It's not just shyness, it's an intense fear of being judged, embarrassed, or rejected in social situations. People with social anxiety might avoid eye contact or rehearse what they're going to say over and over, overthink everything they said afterward, and feel physical symptoms like a racing heart or sweating or even shaking. It's not about being antisocial, it's about fear. And that fear can be paralysing, even for people who seem like they have it all together. Let's look at a few well-known people who've spoken out about social anxiety. Emma Stone, she's an Oscar winner, but she shared that she had panic attacks and intense anxiety as a child. Acting gave her structure, lines to say, a character to play, and that made her feel safer socially. Billie Eilish, despite performing in front of thousands, she's been really open about how isolating fame can be. Anxiety and depression have affected her confidence, especially under the constant spotlight. Tom Holland, Spider-Man. He's talked about having massive imposter syndrome before red carpets and interviews. He sometimes has to channel a kind of Spider-Man mode just to get through it. Naomi Osaka, the tennis champion, withdrew from the French Open to focus on her mental health. She spoke honestly about her struggles with depression and social anxiety, particularly around press events. Adele, one of the most successful singers ever, and yet she used to have panic attacks before going on stage and even ran off stage early in her career. These stories are a reminder. Anxiety doesn't care about fame, it can affect anyone, even the people we assume are super confident. So why do some of us struggle with social anxiety more than others? Well, a big part of it is that inner critic, that voice in your head that sounds helpful but is actually a kind of a jerk. You know the one. You're boring, you're not smart enough, people won't like you. And here's the twist. When we believe that voice, we often project it into other people. So for example, if you're thinking, I sound boring, you might assume that's exactly what everybody else is thinking too. That's projection. And often that inner critic isn't even originally ours. It can come from early experiences, a critical parent, a harsh teacher, bullying. Over time, we internalize those voices. So social anxiety becomes this fear that everyone else sees us through the same critical lens we see ourselves. There are other factors too. Genetics. Anxiety tends to run in families. Experiences, embarrassing moments, bullying, rejection, those memories stick. Brain chemistry. People with social anxiety often have a more reactive amygdala, the part of our brain involved in fear and threat detection. And it often flares up during big life changes like starting university or going to a new job or going public with your work. But here's an interesting idea. When you walk into a room, you might think, everyone's judging me. But what if they're just noticing you, or thinking about what's for dinner, or their weekend plans? Seriously, people are usually too focused on themselves to be analysing you. Let's talk about some common ways people try to cope with social anxiety that don't really help in the long run. Number 1 is avoidance. Staying home might feel safe, but it leads to loneliness and missed opportunities. Number 2, substances like alcohol or meds can numb the anxiety, but also your authenticity. Plus, anxiety is real. Number 3, masking, pretending to be someone you're not. It's exhausting and unnecessary. The world needs quiet people, deep thinkers, observers, all types. Let me know in the comments, do you recognise any of these in yourself? Now for the good stuff, strategies that actually work. Number 1, box breathing. Try this before or during a social event. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for 2, breathe out slowly through your mouth for 4, and then pause for 2 and repeat. Do this for a minute or 2. It calms your nervous system and takes you out of fight or flight mode. And the best part? No one will even notice you're doing it. Number 2, reality check your thoughts. When you catch yourself assuming someone's judging you, pause and ask, have I done or said something to upset them? Perhaps it might be something else. What else might be going on in their lives right now? Can you be sure they're being negative towards you? We can't really read minds, but we can look for evidence. Okay, number 3, be yourself. Seriously, social situations don't require you to perform. It's okay to be a little awkward. Be curious about others, listen, share. It's more than enough. Number 4, practice self-compassion. Notice how harshly you judge yourself. Now imagine saying those same things to a friend. You wouldn't. So try treating yourself like someone you care about. Finally, number 5, shift the spotlight. Instead of wondering, what are they thinking about me? Ask yourself, what do I find interesting about them? Shifting focus outward can ease self-consciousness. Imagine this. What if you went into a room thinking, most people are more focused on themselves than on me. Maybe they're just glad I showed up. Maybe they're just as nervous as I am. That mindset changes everything. So next time that inner critic creeps in, pause, breathe, remind yourself, even celebrities, athletes and performers feel like this too. Social anxiety doesn't mean you're broken, it means you're human. Start small and be kind to yourself, and slowly you'll find your confidence grows. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need it, and don't forget to subscribe for more real talk mental health content. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What helps you manage social anxiety? What have you learned about yourself along the way? You've got this. I'll see you next time.